to be able not to only manage the process or kick the can. No, we decided that we will go head on and that we will do whatever it takes, and we will be very honest, clear, clean, and transparent throughout the whole process. And I'm sure many of you have appreciated how open we have been throughout our engagement. I know that to even start addressing this challenge, I made sure that myself and my team, we build a robust team that brings all the necessary capabilities, expertise, all the ingredients required from policy, regulation, technology, finance, economics, energy, industry, ability to reach the indigenous peoples, engaging youth. We made sure that we set the structure of our team to be able to cater for all that are out there. And I believe we did a very good job in engaging in a very comprehensive manner throughout this past year and a half, where we embarked on a fact-finding mission with a comprehensive agenda by engaging everyone through this listening and engagement tour. In total, my team and myself, we have physically visited more than 55 nations, more than 55 countries across 6 continents. We met with thousands of people and stakeholders representing everyone, every corner of life. We did not leave any stone unturned because we were very determined that what we need to do is build on our accumulated experience, but also invest in going and up-learning through this, invest in our own learnings to ensure that we have not left any stone unturned. Within the first few months, I must say that we came back with many findings, and very important key takeaways. Allow me to just highlight a few. One is that we must, in most of my engagements, I came across one fact that clearly showed that there is a high-level expectation across the board, met with very low trust. And that presented a serious gap. So we decided that one of our main takeaways from our fact-finding mission is to help rebuild trust and confidence in the process, and that would be a critical factor for us. We needed to close the gap between ambition and action. While I have been, and I will continue to put pressure to raise ambition, but I don't want to sound in any way irrelevant or ridiculous. I want to equip my call to action for raising ambition with a practical solution, with a roadmap that is meaningful. Because it's easy for anyone just to go and raise ambition without knowing what it actually takes. We should have a clarity on every step of the way. Otherwise, how are we being honest here? How are we not misleading the world? This is not something we can sign up to here in the UAE. Our approach has been sincere and genuine from day one. And that is what you're going to experience throughout the next 2 weeks. One of the other takeaways is the fact that we don't understand why we continue to leave people outside of the room. Why isn't everyone invited? Why isn't everyone being given the opportunity to contribute? Why isn't everyone at the table? And perhaps most importantly, and to get real results, let's come to terms with some realities. We must raise the maximum ambition possible. But please, let's be pragmatic, let's be practical, let's be action-oriented, and let's be honest about what it will really take to get the job done. And one other finding, which I'm sure you already know, we need to bridge the gap between the global north and the global south. And the way to bridge it is to get those who promise, deliver. Those who pledge must act. And those who promise that they will make best use of such resources must deliver the infrastructure needed, the policies required, the regulation, the capacity building, and the opportunity. So they all meet each other. Enough of divide and enough of finger pointing. And that is one other takeaway we took on board, is for us to help build this trust and this confidence through this process. Based on these insights and based on these findings, we came up with a comprehensive action agenda that first, it will help fast tracking the energy transition, an energy transition that is fair, just, orderly, and that leaves no one behind. Second, we must fix the climate finance challenge. We can't continue to keep talking about addressing the climate challenge without having a clear, robust, new finance framework that will help get things done. Third, we need to put nature, people, lives, and livelihoods at the heart of our climate action agenda. And we must underpin everything we do across our program with full inclusivity. We must incentivize, encourage, and motivate everyone to be part of the solution and to drive the solution, rather than sidelining them or leaving them behind or pointing fingers at them. And this means we must encourage and motivate the private sector, all businesses. We must activate the engagement of the civil society. And of course, we must also encourage governments and policymakers to come with a supercharged new mindset that is centered around implementation and actions. And I believe I speak on behalf of the whole team when I say that we're really proud of what we have been able to achieve over the past 14 months. And I'm sure most of you will agree that only in the past few months, many of you have seen real and clear and visible traction and momentum building up in the lead up to this day. We have made critical progress on loss and damage. 85% of the global economy now behind COP28's global renewable energy target of tripling renewable energy. And yes, for the first time ever, a significant number of oil and gas companies now aligned around net zero by 2050 targets and net zero 2030 methane emission targets. Again, for the first time. And remember, because you can't undermine this, remember, this is the first time, never ever, that anyone was able to pull this off and to bring oil and gas companies to commit to such targets, and for them to come and take this step, this big step and agreeing to commit and to be responsible and accountable towards these targets. We believe that this is a phenomenal, giant step. In fact, it is a significant step in the right direction. Now, one might ask me, so I'll save you a question. Is that enough? Nothing is enough for me. We must and we can do more. I know that. We must and we can do more. All sectors must step up, must put all their plans on steroid. They should supercharge all their plans. But guess what? I repeat, for the first time ever, oil and gas are committing to such targets. First time they're taking responsibility and accountability. First time they're aligning. Never happened before. Another big step that gives me and the team the confidence and the traction in the lead up to COP28. The fact that the world's biggest economies, US and China, aligning now around climate action and methane reductions. This is not a small step, that's a big one. We know where the discussion was a few months ago, and I know where it is today, and you will see that being exemplified and clearly demonstrated by both countries throughout the next two weeks. This is real progress, and it all happened before we even started our engagement here. We will also have a series of firsts at COP28 that will define our inclusive approach, including the first climate health ministerial, the first faith pavilion, and the largest gathering of subnational actors at COP. We have 11 declarations and pledges gathering significant support. In fact, we are reaching very encouraging commitments. We're receiving very encouraging commitments from many around the world, including health, food, finance, and cooling. And I must say, I am very excited and very optimistic about what we have been able to deliver thus far and what we are about to really engage on and deliver over the next 2 weeks. Of course, we all know what makes also this COP different is the fact that we have been entrusted to conduct the first ever global stocktake. And that is the global report card and the framework for deciding our way forward. And that is going to be a key outcome for this COP. And I promise I am putting a lot of pressure on every single party and on every single stakeholders. What I want is the delivery of the highest ambition global stocktake decision. That's what I want to achieve. So those who are as genuine as I am, those who are as sincere as I am in helping address this challenge, help me deliver the most ambitious outcome for the GST. And that's why I'm sure you've heard, and you'll continue to hear, and you'll continue to see and witness yourself how I am pushing all parties to deliver against this ultimate goal. I am determined to do everything in my power to restore faith and confidence in multilateralism, and I will hold every country and every company and every stakeholder accountable for keeping 1.5 within reach. And let me just conclude by saying time has come for us to accept some realities, and time has come for us to come to terms with some facts, and time has come for us to unite and to act and to deliver against this global challenge. And you all know, no single presidency, no single country can do this on its own. I am calling on all parties and all stakeholders to work with us, to support us, and to engage openly in order for us to be able to deliver this unprecedented outcome that we all aim to achieve by the end of COP. I thank you, and allow me now to hand it over to Simon.